What if the most terrifying movie monster wasn't a creature from outer space, but a monster from inside your own mind? That is the terrifying genius secret at the heart of the 1956 masterpiece, Forbidden Planet. In an era when science fiction meant rubber-suited aliens and cheap flying saucers, MGM Studios made a colossal bet. They poured an A-list budget into a genre nobody took seriously, and the result was a film that looks like a classic pulp sci-fi adventure, but is secretly one of the most intelligent, expensive, and influential stories ever put on screen. It broke all the rules, invented new technology, and laid the groundwork for everything from Star Trek to Star Wars. Today, we're powering up the hyperdrive to uncover the 10 unbelievable facts that prove Forbidden Planet is the true granddaddy of modern science fiction. MGM's Forbidden Planet, released in 1956, transported audiences to a world they had never imagined. Directed by Fred M. Wilcox, it tells the story of the United Planets cruiser C-57D, led by Commander J.J. Adams, played by a young, strikingly serious Leslie Nielsen. Their year-long journey has brought them to the distant planet Altair IV, on a mission to discover the fate of a scientific colony that went silent 20 years prior. There, they find only two survivors, the enigmatic linguist Dr. Edward Morbius and his brilliant, innocent daughter Altair, who has never known another human. They live in a technological paradise, a wonderland created by Morbius using the secrets of the Krell, a long-dead alien race of unimaginable intelligence. But soon after the starship lands, an invisible, unstoppable force begins to hunt the crew, a phantom that threatens to destroy them all. The film was a bold gamble, but as actress Anne Francis later said, "From the first day on the set, we were told to take it seriously." And that dedication shows in every frame.
480 pints.
Do you remember the first time you saw that incredible saucer land? Or the first time you met the charming Robby the Robot? Let's begin our countdown and discover the secrets they were hiding. Number 10. Shakespeare in Space. It might seem like a straightforward space adventure, but the brilliant story of Forbidden Planet has roots that are over 300 years old. The entire plot is a clever, high-concept adaptation of William Shakespeare's final play, The Tempest, which was a startlingly ambitious foundation for a sci-fi film in the 50s. The character parallels are incredibly precise. Dr. Morbius is Prospero, the powerful exiled duke who controls his island with forgotten magic, or in this case, forgotten Krell technology. His daughter, Altair, is a perfect stand-in for Miranda, the innocent girl who has never seen another man and is amazed by the new arrivals. Commander Adams is the brave Prince Ferdinand who lands on the island and immediately falls for her. And Robby the Robot? He's the film's version of Ariel, the helpful, magical spirit bound to serve his master. This connection is so deep that it's even reflected in the title. The name Forbidden Planet was chosen to evoke the idea of Shakespeare's enchanted, dangerous island, a forbidden realm of secrets, which had far more mystery and box office appeal than the original working title, Fatal Planet. Number 9. The first truly alien world. Before 1956, sci-fi movies had humans visiting Mars or the Moon, but they were often just California deserts with a red filter. Forbidden Planet changed that forever. It was the very first mainstream film to be set entirely on a planet outside of our solar system, in a different star system. And here's the kicker. While you see vast deserts, towering cliffs, and a strange green sky, not a single frame was shot outdoors. The entire alien landscape of Altair IV was constructed indoors on MGM's sound stages, a production so massive it took up 89,000 square feet of space. To create this world, the crew built a gigantic, full-size mock-up of roughly 3/4 of the C-57D Starship, suggesting its full 170-foot width. This colossal set was then surrounded by a huge, beautifully detailed painted cyclorama of the desert landscape, which took up every inch of space in one of MGM's largest sound stages. This absolute commitment to creating a believable, immersive environment set the standard for every space epic that followed. Number 8. The sound of the future was not music. Close your eyes and listen. That strange, otherworldly sound is one of the most revolutionary parts of the film. Forbidden Planet was the first movie in history to have a score composed entirely of electronic music. The soundtrack was created by husband and wife duo Louis and Bibi Baron, true pioneers of the electronic age. They didn't use synthesizers. They built their own cybernetic circuits based on principles from the book Cybernetics by Norbert Wiener. These circuits would generate bleeps, blurps, whirs, and screeches, which the Barons would then record, manipulate, add reverb to, and reverse, sculpting them into an alien soundscape. They called their creation electronic tonalities because at the time, the American Federation of Musicians literally refused to call it music. The union objected so strongly that the Barons weren't allowed to be credited as composers and were blocked from Oscar consideration. This controversy just highlights how groundbreaking their work was. They weren't just making sound effects, they were creating an atmosphere of deep space mystery that an orchestra simply couldn't capture. And in doing so, they wrote the sonic blueprint for science fiction. Number 7. The miniskirt and the nude suit that banned a movie. In an era of conservative fashion, actress Anne Francis's character, Altair, was a vision from the future, challenging the strict censorship of the 1950s in two memorable ways. First, there was the famous swimming scene. To create the illusion that Altair was swimming naked with her animal friends, the studio designed a flesh-colored swimsuit, or nude suit, for Francis to wear. It was a clever piece of cinematic magic, allowing the film to suggest nudity and Altair's innocence of earthly customs without ever breaking the rigid production code. But the envelope pushing didn't stop there. Her main costumes included what is often cited as the first mini-dress in a major Hollywood movie. While audiences in the US were mesmerized, censors in other parts of the world were horrified. In Spain, under the strict dictatorship of General Franco, the film was banned for years. The government deemed it dirty and obscene simply because a woman dared to show her legs in a short skirt. The film was officially shown in Spain until 1967, over a decade after it was made, all because of a futuristic fashion statement that was just too far ahead of its time. Number 6. Robby the Robot's insane price tag. There is no character more iconic from Forbidden Planet than the charming Robby the Robot. He was a marvel of design and engineering, created by MGM's art department and built by mechanical designer Robert Kinoshita. Standing over 7 feet tall, he was a complex suit made of metal, plastic, and rubber, built in 3 separate sections that a stuntman wore. His clear plexiglass head revealed an intricate dance of moving levers, flashing lights, and spinning gyroscopes that lit up and synchronized with his voice, which was provided off-camera by actor Marvin Miller. But creating a star like Robby wasn't cheap. In 1956, the robot costume cost a staggering $125,000 to build. Adjusted for inflation, that's about $1.4 million today, making him one of the most expensive single props ever created at the time. But that's nothing compared to his value now. In 2017, the original Robby the Robot suit and his transport vehicle went up for auction. The final price? A mind-blowing $5.375 million, officially making him one of the most valuable movie props in history. Number 5. The Disney Animator behind the monster. The terrifying invisible id monster is one of cinema's greatest unseen threats, but to bring its brief visible moments to life, MGM needed a special kind of magic, so they turned to the masters, Walt Disney Studios. The stunning animation of the monster's fiery outline as it's caught in the force field was created by Joshua Meador, a veteran Disney animator who'd worked on classics like Alice in Wonderland. He used a revolutionary technique. Instead of traditional ink and paint, he sketched each frame of the monster on translucent vellum paper. This footage was then photographed in high contrast. The image was reversed to make the black lines glow, and it was tinted red to create a crackling, energy-like presence. This avoided making a physical, rubbery monster, generating suspense through suggestion. Meador also animated nearly 30 other effects, including all the laser beams and energy blasts in the film. This collaboration was a landmark moment, blending the serious sci-fi of MGM with the world-class animation of Disney to create something truly unforgettable. Number 4. The Poster That Lied. If you've ever seen the famous poster for Forbidden Planet, it shows a menacing, metallic robot carrying a damsel in distress. It's a classic 1950s monster movie image, chosen that Premiere Magazine as one of the 25 best posters ever made. There's just one problem. That scene never, ever happens in the movie. The robot on the poster is, of course, the heroic and lovable Robby the Robot, who is programmed to be incapable of harming a human and spends the film protecting them. He would never harm Altair. The poster was a classic case of bait-and-switch marketing. The studio knew that monster movies sold tickets, so they commissioned a poster that tapped right into that trope to lure in audiences. The beautiful irony is that people came expecting a simple creature feature and instead got a complex psychological thriller that was far more intelligent and revolutionary than any poster could convey. And now, the golden flicker moment. Number 3. The monster was human. For most of the film, the crew of the C-57D and the audience is terrified of the invisible monster that stalks them. It's an unstoppable force of nature that can rip a man to shreds and melt through solid steel doors. Where did it come from? Is it the last remnant of the Krell civilization? The horrifying truth, revealed in the film's climax, is far more shocking. The monster is not alien at all. It is the subconscious mind of Dr. Morbius himself. As Morbius explains, the ancient Krell civilization had built a great machine that spanned 8,000 cubic miles, a device so powerful it could instantly bring any thought into physical reality. But in their quest for ultimate knowledge, they forgot one crucial thing: the dark, primitive part of the mind that lurks beneath consciousness, the part Austrian psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud defined as the id, the source of our primal, instinctive, and often violent impulses. The Krell civilization was wiped out in one night when their own repressed fears, hatreds, and primal urges were unleashed by the machine, creating monsters from their own nightmares. When Dr. Morbius, a man of supreme intellect, uses the machine to enhance his own mind, he unknowingly unleashes his own id. His subconscious jealousy of Commander Adams, his possessive fatherly love for his daughter, it all manifests as a physical, raging monster. He is the one unconsciously killing the crew to keep Altair for himself. This Freudian twist elevated Forbidden Planet from a space adventure into a profound psychological tragedy. It's the moment the film reveals its true genius, showing that the greatest threat in the universe isn't out there in the stars, but inside of us. Do you agree that this is the golden flicker moment? Number 2. It created Star Trek. Forbidden Planet's influence is everywhere, but its biggest legacy is arguably the creation of Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Trek, repeatedly and openly cited Forbidden Planet as a direct and major inspiration for his iconic series. The parallels are undeniable. a dedicated human crew on a long-range exploratory mission aboard a state-of-the-art starship? The ship's designation, C-57D, exploring a new world? It's the direct blueprint for the USS Enterprise. The command structure of Commander Adams, his logical first officer, and the ship's pragmatic doctor directly mirrors the dynamic of Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Some fans even speculate that the Enterprise's famous serial number, NCC 1701, comes from the clock mark 1701 seen when the C-57D enters orbit around Altair IV.
We'll reach DC point at 1701.
The film proved that audiences were hungry for intelligent, character-driven science fiction, paving the way for Starfleet's 5-year mission and beyond. Number 1. The Hollywood Recycled Universe. After Forbidden Planet wrapped, its incredible props and costumes didn't just gather dust. They became part of a shared cinematic universe, decades before it was a popular concept. MGM, known for its cost-saving practice of recycling assets, reused almost everything from the production. Robby the Robot became a star in his own right, guest starring in dozens of other shows and movies, including famous episodes of The Twilight Zone and Lost in Space. But it goes deeper. The blaster pistols, the crew uniforms, and even the full model of the C-57D starship appeared in multiple classic Twilight Zone episodes like To Serve Man and The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Leslie Nielsen's flight suit was even worn by an actor in the 1960 classic The Time Machine. Watching classic TV from this era becomes a giant Easter egg hunt, with the DNA of Forbidden Planet scattered all across Hollywood history. From its deep philosophical roots in Shakespeare to its groundbreaking technology and its unimaginable influence on generations of filmmakers, Forbidden Planet is so much more than just a 1950s sci-fi movie. It was a declaration that science fiction could be smart, spectacular, and meaningful. It was a gamble that paid off, convincing Hollywood that big-budget, serious sci-fi could be a huge success. It built new worlds on screen, and in doing so, created the future of cinema itself. If you discovered something new today, illuminate our day by clicking like and subscribe to Golden Flicker to not miss any story from behind the scenes of Hollywood. What movie or actor do you want to see here in the next video? Let us know in the comments.